Hello, friends. I'm Kat. I'm a wife, a homeschool mom, and an avid reader. Welcome to What Kat Reads. This week, this is my third week of Whateverathon vlogs. And with that, I have a little more to kind of update than just Whateverathon. I am currently reading Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. See if I can get without the light shining on it. There it goes. This follows a girl. Does it say? Evie. Evie, she had a best friend, and unfortunately her best friend drowns. 4 years later, a girl appears who looks just like her. And she is trying to help this friend to overcome a obstacle in her life. So I have that. I'm reading it. I'm about 40% through right now and really enjoying it. While I've been reading that, before I read that, I read An Enchantment of Ravens. I did finish that yesterday. And so when I mark on here, that will take care of my political fantasy. It also will be my complete a personal goal. One goal I had was the easy one, was for Whateverathon, was 8 books. An Enchantment Ravens was my 8th book for the month, and I really had so much fun reading it. That one was the political fantasy. It follows a girl who paints the fair folk and finds a way. That's not even true. She paints the autumn prince and does something that causes issues in the autumn court and gets kidnapped. And it goes through her story. I loved it. It was so much fun. I love Margaret Rogerson and the worlds that she creates in her books. The other one I've read of hers is Sorcery of Thorns. That one was a fun one. So I'm excited. The next book I have of hers that I want to read is Vespertine. I'm trying to hold off just a little bit before I start it because that one is a series, unlike her previous books, which have just been one-offs. So if you watched my vlog for Whateverathon week 2, I had finished one of my sister's blankets and was waiting on that. I was waiting on that book finishing that blanket before I started on a project that really has me captivated this year. Most of the time when I crochet for others. And anything I want, if I make it, most often it gets given to another family member or a friend who loved it, which is, I love doing that. I love crocheting and passing on my works to others. It's just kind of who I am. I do have a very kind of giving heart, especially with my crochet. But this year, I've been really excited to start a genre blanket. The Late Night Crew kind of started it with this one, but long before there was genre blankets, before there were what are known as temperature blankets, there was a mood blanket. This would have been 2015, I think. I did one of those and gave it to my husband. So it was kind of one of those, even that was my moods for the day. I gave it to him as a picture of my moods for the year. So this genre blanket hopefully will stay in my possession for my reading chair in the living room so that I have it to cuddle under when I read. But I have my handy dandy card here that I created. Oops. I'm not sure. Let me see if turning off this light will help any. So on this card, I have different genres that I read. So sci-fi, fantasy, mystery, thriller, horror, romance, contemporary, historical, graphic novel, and others. Others would be like memoirs or nonfiction, books that I don't read as often as these other, just kind of as that catch-all. So I'm doing, and then all the colors are listed next to it, the actual colors of the yarn. And then I just kind of had the sample of the color. This blanket, I'm using the brand. I actually have a skein right here. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. And so I'm really having fun with it. I started it, today is Thursday. I started it on Tuesday afternoon. And I have gotten all caught up. Let me start at the beginning. It's right here. I have gotten all caught up. Let me grab this end because this end is not all the tails. All right, so I started, and I have, let me see, I'll use this side as my kind of guide. Okay, so here, these first rows are all of January's books, from this kind of sage green through to the forest green. Then in February, I didn't read as much, so I have this medium blue through to the forest again, which that's contemporary through to a fantasy. Then March, things got a bit crazy. I read 15 books in March. And so we see that here from this white, which was a memoir, all the way through to this dark purple, or no, to the light sage color. Those were all March. And then April went from the purple through to right here in the green. Oops. I hope I'm making this easy for everyone to see. So this was April. Oh, I'm sorry, no. This was, I've goofed. Hold on. All right, so I guess I'm going to have to do here. Let me start that over. So January, February's reads between these two markers. March's reads, it was this way, is between these two markers. April's reads, which it doesn't surprise me too much that I didn't read a whole lot then, because of this was our last month of co-ops for our homeschool, and I was busy doing final grades and all of that stuff. Then we have May here, and finally, so far, what I've crocheted for June. I am working on this light gray row, which is a mystery. Then I have a couple forest rows to add, which includes the sea witch. So I have a spreadsheet for it, which I'll show later. Just kind of the title of the book, the genre, the color I'm using, and then if the row is done or not. The blanket itself, let me scoot back some from my desk, is it's runs about this, just wider than a baby blanket would, or just under what a throw would right now. It's about 40 inches wide. And then I measured, if I reach my reading goal, it will be 45, I think 42 inches long. If I reach the amount of books that I read last year, it will be 67 inches long. So it's just kind of that. How my reading year is going to go. At this point, I am 50 books in. Sea Witch is my 50th book. So if I even just hit where I've been now, between now and December 31st, I will have over 100 books. It just kind of depends. And normally, the summer, I do read more books. I have more time to do that. I do average about 8 books a month throughout the school year. Again, February, it being a short month, and I was just kind of in a slump then. It was my least amount of reading for the month, or for any month of the year, and that was 4 books. So I am going to get off of here, and I'm going to go work on this a little bit, get those last 3 rows, and listen to Sea Witch. While I do that, after that, I'll probably read it physically while the audiobook is playing, and just kind of keep up with it and go from there. After I catch up on this, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. I have a couple baby blankets for church members that I do need to get done. I need to do a girl blanket and a boy blanket by the end of the summer for them, for 2 different moms. So I'm excited on that, and kind of just gonna go from there. I'm really excited to see how this goes. So I will talk to you soon. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday. I've got my morning coffee, and I haven't updated at all, other than Thursday. So I finished Sea Witch. This was kind of a fun one. I listened to it mostly on audio. While I crocheted and cross-stitched and crocheted some more. It was fun. It was kind of neat seeing what essentially would be Ursula's backstory. But I don't think I will continue the series. It ends well. The epilogue really wraps things up. But if I didn't have the audiobook, I think it would have been a very slow read for me, and would have taken a lot longer than just a couple days to read. I think that it's really geared toward a younger audience. I would probably put this in the hands of my 11-year-old. There's not a whole lot of... There's some romance in it, just due to the characters, and it's a Little Mermaid type story, so the true love's kiss is a big deal, but it doesn't go beyond a possible kiss, and it doesn't go beyond true love's kiss. And then there's a couple characters who do kiss, that aren't part of that Little Mermaid tale. So there's that. Last night I started Isn't It Romantic? I forgot how much I love the Romantic Book Club series. I was dying laughing. I got 59% in just a few hours. Started it around 8 and continued reading until about 12:30. I read half the book. Oh, sorry. I'm not fully awake yet. Yeah, lots of laughs. Isn't It Romantic follows the Russian and his love story. Each of the books follows a different couple pairing. And we get to see the Russians' book. In a lot of them, or in all of them, you get the main character story and then the story that they're reading as a book club to help the gentleman to become a better man. Lots of fun, lots of comedy in it. There are comments in there that are just, I mean, like the story starts off with the Russian who has IBS, which is not really a laughing thing, but he's figured out how to control it and has his emergency pack. And one of the groomsmen at a wedding is having issues, and like Vlad comes in and he's got everything for him. He's like, here's this tea, here's Imodium, here's, this for cramping. Like, it just sets it up as a great opening to the book and continues on throughout. I'm really enjoying it. It's so much fun. But that's where I'm at so far. I don't think anyone is doing sprints today. I may be wrong and they may pop up later. But at the current moment, no one's doing sprints. So I've just put on other sprints. Oh, I guess I should update on this as well. Let me put my boop. All right. With finishing, Sea Witch, wherever. Oh, right here. With finishing Sea Witch, well, hello to you too. That finishes my bingo board. All my spots are filled. That gives me my last two. I'm picking up the book I dropped. That gives me my last two bingos that I needed to black out the board. What was I saying before I got distracted? But yeah, so I'll start that. I'm rewatching sprints today, which triggered that thought. Because there was a join the 48-hour readathon on there, and I needed to watch back because there was a sorry guys. There was a comment someone made that Maddie had answered the question of what you can do for the 48-hour readathon prompt if you're repeating the bingo board. So it's taken me 2 weeks to finish the first one. I don't know how my second board is going to go because I had this one somewhat planned out. And even with planning some of that out, I still had some troubles. So I'll have to look and see how I'm going to do this. But that's kind of where I'm at. As far as like, isn't it romantic? It will be a continuous series. I think it's a 2021 release. And I guess I will need to re-roll color on the cover. But I'll do that later. I'll set up everything to kind of do my next board. And Isn't It Romantic will be on there. Other than that, oh, sorry guys. Other than that, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm gonna go put these rewatch sprints back on. I am going to just kind of chill out today. We've had a lot kind of going on at home, trying to get the pool ready, and then dealing with all the heat, the high heat index and heat advisories, things like that. So I'm gonna go chill and enjoy the air conditioning and my coffee. I'll talk to you soon. Hello, friends. I have finished Isn't It Romantic by Lisa K. Adams. It was definitely a fun one. I totally loved it. Had a great time, lots of laughs. I'm going to move on to Well Matched, which is part of the Well Played series by Jen DeLuca. This series follows a Renaissance fair that it's a traveling Renaissance fair. It moves from one city to another. Not all the characters appear in all of the Renaissance fairs as they go up the East Coast. But we do see some of the same characters over and over again, the kind of main cast. It's a lot of fun. Just one of those contemporary romances that are easy to jump in and out of because the series doesn't necessarily depend on you remembering what happened in the last book because each book follows a couple as it goes through the book, so they aren't reliant on each other. I don't think really even that you have to read them in order. This one is number 3 or 4. I know it was Bromance 4 that Isn't It Romantic was. But it's one that it follows a couple characters through it, through each book, and you can just dip in and out of the series pretty easily. Lots of fun. Not a whole lot of like super depth, but they're great summer reads. And so it's kind of one of those that I love that during the summer. This one says, a pretend relationship gives two friends more than they bargained for in a Renaissance fair rom-com filled with flowers, crowns, kilts, corsets, and sword fights. This one is following single mother April Parker and Mitch Malone. It's going to be our main couple that we see in there. Yeah, it doesn't say in the description if we see any of the previous characters, but it is one that I'm just looking forward to really enjoying myself. This one is book 3, whereas Bromance was book 4. So, anyway, I'm going to get this started and get some reading done, and I'll talk with you soon. Hello, friends. So I have started Well Matched, 25% through. It is Sunday morning, so I'm kind of just chilling right now. When my husband gets up, we'll see what we're going to do today, what he wants to do for Father's Day. But until then, I'm just gonna kind of probably read some. I've already set up my bullet journal for this coming week, along with some of my goals and things like that. I just am kind of here today. I'm feeling a little sluggish this morning. I didn't get up until 9 o'clock, and so I don't know if I'm just tired from all the heat and being out yesterday, or if something else is just going on or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at today. So I'm gonna continue reading Well Matched. Maybe I'll finish it today, maybe I won't. We'll just have to see, and go from there. And I'll talk to you soon. Good morning, friends. It is Monday morning. I got to 50% of Well Matched. I keep wanting to say, isn't it romantic? I'm 50% through Well Matched and really enjoying it. It's got the fake dating trope. And it is following, I thought it was someone from a different town this time. It is actually following the sister from the first book. So we're following April, Emily's sister. Lots of fun. We haven't even gotten to the Renaissance Fair part yet, which makes sense when you get to know some of the characters who are prominent in this one. But it's a lot of fun so far. Today, I don't know how much reading I'm going to be able to get done. I have to do some house stuff today. So we'll just see how it goes, and see how things go. I'll talk to you soon. Hello, friends. So, other than petting a grumpy kitty because I moved her from the chair, I finished Well Matched and am definitely looking forward to Well Traveled, which is the next book coming out later this year. So it was a good one. Ren Fair follows I just forgot names. I know. I just forgot all the names. Follows Emily's sister, April, as she's kind of navigating a change in life. Are we done? Her daughter is graduating high school and getting ready to go to college, and she's deciding what she's going to do with her life. And in the midst of this, the gym teacher and coach basically asks her for a favor to fake date him when he goes to meet to go to a family event, because they view him as less than because he's just a gym teacher, and there's a whole lot more family drama there. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. So that knocked another one. That knocked another one of my series as caught up. I'm trying to flip to my list. The previous page. So that catches me up on Well Met, and then I just have to wait until September. Looking for a writing utensil. Boop. I just have to wait until September for the next one to come out. So I have that. I don't know what I'm going to read next, which is part of the reason why I pulled out my list, because I have no clue. I have read 11 books so far this month. And I definitely did not think that that would happen. So reading 11 books kind of set me in this weird point where I don't know what to read. Yeah. So I could continue Tracy Wolf's Crave series and read the next one of those. I could read another Riley Sager. I could finish the Never Boys, or the Lost Boys trilogy. I could pull out the next Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I also have the cart over there that has a whole bunch of books on it. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm feeling. Let me looking at my bingo board. Ooh. Sorry. Ooh, that snuck up on. I could read Dawn Shard as a host favorite. That's another fantasy. I'm trying to think also like kind of what I haven't read a whole lot of. Yeah. So I may read Dawn Shard. It's a shorter one. So that will at least get host favorite. It'll get favorite genre. Here, let's see if I can. Alright, so here's my board. And I can color these in. So for Well Matched, it was a 2021 release, and it was continuous series. And also, I was counting it as recently hauled since I borrowed it from the library. With that, I had the guilt-free activity of I did some crochet, cozy reading time like all of mine. I love to curl up and read my book. Joined sprints. There were sprints all day today, pretty much nonstop. And that's how I got the last 50% done of this book. And so that takes care of those. So if I do favorite genre, host favorite, let's just so I have a marker. Favorite genre, host favorite, because that was Cody's favorite was the Stormlight Archive. So that took care of that. I think it's under 300 pages, but I'm not sure. But it does count. I can for sure count it as last letter, first letter, since Well Matched ended in D, and Dawn Shard begins with D. So that takes care of that. So there are my 3 reading prompts. So maybe I will do Dawn Shard. And then probably for this time around, let me switch it back to, probably for this time around, less read genre. I'm not going to do thriller, because, I mean, this month alone, I've read 2. Survive the Night, Last Time I Lied. I read 2. I will probably do it as historic fiction, because I haven't read any at all this month. And I haven't really read many historical fiction in a few months. So I think I'm going to go with Dawn Shard now and then look on my TBR and see what historical fictions I have over there. I know I have Becoming Mrs. Lewis. I really enjoyed the Once Upon a Wardrobe by the same author, which was C.S. Lewis, and a young college student coming to him right after he wrote The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe to kind of figure out where Narnia came from, which she was researching for her little brother. Becoming Mrs. Lewis is following the woman who marries C.S. Lewis, who C.S. Lewis adopts her children, and they become his family. So yeah, I'm not, even at that, I'm not 100%, but I will grab Dawn Shard. It's way over there. And probably do that one tonight and call it that way. I probably won't get far into it. It's already almost 9:30, so I'll probably read just a little bit and then get ready for bed. But I will check in soon. Good morning, friends. So I have started my next book. It's actually Wednesday morning, so I'm going to wrap this up real quick. But I have started my next book. I called it Dawn Shard earlier this week when I said I was going to read it. It's actually Edge Dancer by Brandon Sanderson. The Stormlight Archive has 2 novellas that go along with it, which just seems crazy to me because these books are like 1,000 pages long, each volume, and Sanderson still has more on the world. But Edge Dancer follows Lift, which is one of the characters that we meet in book 2. What is that one called? Words of Radiance. So that's the second one in Words. We meet Lift in one of the oh my goodness, I just went blank on all my words. In one of the interludes of Words of Radiance, we meet Lift. And the epilogue of Edge Dancer is almost word for word that interlude. So if you have recently read Words of Radiance or just finished it and want to find out more, you could probably skip that part and be okay. And then just start with chapter 1. Sorry. But it's a great book so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm 150 pages, so just under halfway. So I'm really excited with that. For prompts, it does not begin with D, which Well Matched ended in, so I can't use it as last letter, first letter, but I can use it for under 300 pages because it's 267. So I have it as under 300 pages, host fave, and one word title is where I went with Edge Dancer once I grabbed the book and figured out which one it was. Will I read Dawn Shard later this month? Possibly. It all depends on if I can get my hands on a copy of it. But for the week of I'm trying to reopen because I accidentally closed it out a minute ago. Yeah, I've totally lost what I was saying now. So for this week, I read. I guess I need to grab this where I have all my books written down. For this week, so this past week was the 15th. So I did Enchantment of Ravens, Sea Witch, Isn't It Romantic, Well Matched, and started Edge Dancer. I will probably finish Edge Dancer easily today. It's only got another 100 plus pages. So I'm really excited for that. Oh, sorry. But so 4 books finished this week. A 5th book started. That puts me at Edge Dancer is book 12 for the month. I'm having a really good reading month. Today's the 22nd, so I have another week. If I follow kind of what I've been doing, it will probably be a 4 to 5 book week. Although that may not be true, because I am looking at doing a historical fiction this week. But I'll talk more about that later in my next vlog. This is really just to wrap up. So I've finished 4 books, started a 5th. I have completed a blackout, and now I have, let's see, I can do it this way. As you can see, I have some bingo prompts already filled. When I finish Edge Dancer, I'll be that much closer, but I really don't have anything quite yet that's like really close where just one book will take it. I'll probably do favorite or less read genre with a historical fiction, and then see from there which one. Maybe do a poll with that one. But hopefully next week, oops, I lost my mouse. Hopefully next week it will, I'll get a few bingos before we wrap up. My next vlog will actually probably come out a day or 2 late, just so that I can wrap up Whateverathon and complete it, since Thursday is the last day of the month. But I'm gonna go off of here and finish this, and then upload this vlog and go from there. I hope you've had a great week 3 of Whateverathon, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.